Okay, hello and welcome back. It's time to do another truck journey, and like most of my videos, it won't be a short one. I know a lot of drivers say they like to do a short 15-20 minute video. That's fine. It's not what's the word, it's not obligatory to drive a long distance, but if you enjoy the game and count yourself as a true Euro Truck Simulator multiplayer player, then obviously you don't just do the short drives around Amsterdam. You do long ones, and I don't mean 1,000-kilometre journeys, I mean longer ones. So I'm going to drive now from Budapest, which is where we are here in Hungary, and we're going to go to Aberdeen, which is a short trip, not, as you will see any second. So here we are, we're in Budapest at the moment. It's nice and quiet over this neck of the woods. Let's go and get the job. It's fireworks. You think if we make a mess of it, they'll let us off? Bum bum tish. So let's go and pick up this job and get these fireworks. Oh, I've got a new truck, by the way. There's a couple of changes for you. So I have a new truck. Yes, it's a DAF, but there's a bigger change. You see the plate on the front? Did you see it? Yes, Euro Truck Radio. I'm now on Euro Truck Radio. I've switched radio stations, so you can now find me broadcasting on Euro Truck Radio along with all the other fine DJs as you drive along. If you go to eurotruckradio.com, there are details there on how to add us to your in-game stream or listen via the web player, which works just as well. Right, there we are. Hit button F4. Let's get some lights on, baby. Just for later, because I've got a feeling we're going to use them. So, okay, let's just have the side lights on at the moment as we wait patiently for the lights to change. Now, I could be a thinking of a suitable term, person who cuts down the video to 20 minutes long. I could do that. I could cut this out entirely and say, well, this is boring, let's cut it out. And then I could drive further up the road where I make a mistake as I drive and pretend that I'm brilliant. So I could cut that out. I could cut out the bit where I'm doing the journey across the sea. I could cut out the bit where I'm going up from through England into Aberdeen, because that's also a little bit boring. And hell, I could even cut out this bit. And then finally I could cut out the bit around Amsterdam and Rotterdam. But if you do all that, what have you got left? And what's the point? If you're a game player, as I am, then you want to see the gameplay. What you don't want to see is 10 seconds worth of cutting out. I hate that. So many times. This is my personal peeve, by the way. I'm sure you've only got your own. Maybe it's people like me who drone on for hours and make really long videos. That's up to you. That's your call. But my pet peeve, and the thing that annoys the spondoolies out of me, is when people do videos on YouTube of a gameplay, and you see it, and it looks great and cool, and then you download it, and then you say, but hold on a minute, it's taking 15 minutes to get in the game. You didn't mention that. You didn't mention the fact that I have to wait 12 or 15 minutes. You just cut that out entirely. And you didn't mention the fact that actually the load times are incredible every time I switch maps. You get the idea. It drives me insane. It's almost like the reviewers of the game are not reviewing the game for you, the gamer. They're reviewing the game for the manufacturers. I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, alarm bells are ringing. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's a few famous YouTubers who do big videos, not necessarily trucks, who have in the past, I wouldn't say misled, but certainly cut short some of the load times, and certainly cut short some of the failings of certain games. I've noticed that, and I thought, that looks really cool, that game. I will try it. And as soon as I try it, I say, ooh, what's down there? And as soon as I try it, I say to myself, but it's nothing like what you just promised me. You just said blah 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 in your video, and yet when I'm trying it, I've missed all that. Oh, look, sorry, got the ripples there as well. Lovely. Lovely. This is Budapest. I know I'm not sticking to a lane very well. I'm just more gawping at the scenery. Nice scenery for once, so let's carry on. Let's get back up to speed. Yeah, I hate that. I find that a personal peeve where people... Is it enough? Is it strong enough to say purposely mislead you? Or do they do it purely to make their video short? Either way, I find it's not a true representation of a game, is it? So, with that in mind, having said all that, my videos, as shite as they are, with my boring voice and the wife talking in the background and the cat's going meow every 10 minutes and me coughing and spluttering my guts up because I've got a lung infection, apart from all that, the point is this: I do give a true, realistic feeling of what the game is like to a certain extent. So yes, you may turn around now, and with every will in the world, you could probably turn around and say, but your videos are boring, all you do is sit there for 2 hours. Well, guess what? Guess, here's a surprise for you. You ready for this? If I'm sitting here for 2 hours, it's because that's what you do in the frickin' game, you know? You don't sit in a game like this, Euro Truck Simulator, and sit here for 10 minutes and drive across Europe. That's not the point. So, if you're sitting here right now, thinking what a complete utter person I am, that's fine. But here's the thing. Yeah, it may take me now 2 hours or more of real time to drive across Europe. It could quite easily take that. But that's how long the game takes. If I cut this video down to 20 minutes, if I made the video 20 minutes long, which is oh so easy to do, I could just put a time lapse on it, speed it up, put a piece of music to it, and boom, away you go. But the bottom line is it's not a true representation of the game, is it? Yeah, my aim here is so that you can sit back and enjoy the view or enjoy the drive. I should put it in F2. I'm not good at this particular view, so if I crash horribly, especially near other players, I will be most upset. But I'm not a good third-person view player, certainly with a truck. I prefer to drive cab view, but I'm driving like this so you can get a better idea of the scenery, because I'm really not good at this view. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to flick back to that view before I crash horribly and end up with my name splattered all across the forums. Oh god, worse yet, talk about myself on Euro Truck Radio and tell all you guys about how to avoid me because I'm utterly crap. So there we go. I know yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday there was a Euro Truck meeting in Mannheim done by the admins, where I think over 200 players turned up. I think London Boy represented Euro Truck Radio, and at this meeting all the truck drivers basically just turned up and beat their horns and just looked at one another and waved. But it was nice, and a few good screenshots, a couple of YouTube videos were taken. But the point of all this is to show the community of Euro Truck multiplayer, or Euro Truck Simulator, take your pick. I think really, let's just cut the simulator, let's just call it Euro Truck Multiplayer, because that's all we care about. Oh, talking of which, let me just continue with the meeting. The admins have said that the meetings will take place once a month for the foreseeable future for the next couple of months. So I think the next meeting, you need to check the forums carefully, but I think the next meeting will be about the 16th or 18th of October 2014, and then hopefully there'll be another one in mid-November. So the next meeting of truck drivers, no trailers, just the trucks only, and cabs only, will be in mid-October, if you wish to turn up to that. Again, check the forums for times. I believe it's European times. I think it was about 6, 7, 8 sort of time in the UK in the evening. It wasn't United States friendly, not unless you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning, but, or whatever time it was. But I digress. So that's the Euro Truck multiplayer community covered. Now let's go back to this. So yeah, here we are. I'm not sticking to the lanes very well, am I? We've got a long journey to do. 2,268 kilometres. Yes, I'm not a lightweight. Not when it comes to driving truck sims. It says me with a keyboard. Let me just completely freaking contradict myself. I'm not a lightweight, but I'm using the keyboard on fully auto. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Have you tried to use a clutch with a keyboard? Yeah, right. Please, don't even, not, no. You can't use a clutch with a keyboard. And semi-automatic, you might as well use full automatic, because let's face it, there's not much difference. And yes, I would like pedals and I would like a keyboard, but I can't afford it, so there you go. Right. We are here. I'm doing 48 and a 50. I don't know why. Because it's the speed limit. Right. Ooh, what's down there? What's down there? Let's pull over and have a look. No one behind us now. Let's just have a quick peek. Since the map designers have gone to all the trouble of putting this here, let's put the brake on. Around indicators, let's see what's down there. Ooh, isn't that nice? Look at fishing. Okay. That floating above water. That down there kind of reminds me of Half-Life 2. But it's very pretty, isn't it? I don't like that. It's over there. There's that Kodak moment. Da 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 da. Yes. Should we take a photograph of that? Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. I'll just screen grab it. I just realised my video recording software, the off button is the same as the screen capture button, so not a good idea. Right, or maybe you might disagree with that. Maybe you say, great idea, stop videoing now. And there's your 20-minute video. Oops, right. And there's your 20-minute video done, yes. Okay. And break off. Let's get started. Is anyone coming? No. Okay. Other side is a video of a drive from Budapest to Aberdeen. It is going to be a long video. It's 2,247 kilometres. I've got a horrible feeling it's again going to be at night for a lot of it. I can't tell you much really, other than the times are set by the server, and when you're driving 2,400 kilometres, let's say, give or take, because I've already done quite a bit, you're going to be driving at night. There's no way you're going to be able to do it in 4 hours. Every 4 hours it goes from light to dark, light to dark. So however I do this, it's going to go dark on me. It can't be avoided when you're doing a 2,200 and something kilometre journey. It's just impossible to avoid it. So, with that said, let's get on, and apologies if we're driving at night. I don't have any way whatsoever of avoiding it. I could slip to multiplayer, sorry, to single player mode, to do some of the journey in daylight, but it doesn't really work very well, because the single player mode, the clock is completely different. So not only will it tell me my delivery is late and keep beeping at me my delivery is late, but it kind of defeats the whole point. The whole point of doing this as a multiplayer Euro Truck multiplayer mod is to show you the game as a multiplayer scenario, not single player. There's thousands of single player videos out there. I've done them myself. They're good, they're fine, but they're not the same as multiplayer, because you just never know who the hell is going to crash into you or what's going to happen around the next corner. So, yes, long video. Now, as I say, a certain YouTuber, mentioning no names, is doing a YouTube video today, multiplayer. He's doing a very long video, he says. It's 1,200 kilometres. Lightweight. 1,200 kilometres is what I do for breakfast. Should be a truck driver, mate. 2,400 kilometres. I'd go longer if you could, but it would make for a long video. I think you'd all fall asleep from boredom even more than before, but there we go. Right. So, I've been playing Euro Truck Simulator, multiplayer, single player, take your pick, and what can I say? I've bought this daft truck. I've drove around in the Majestic, which was nice, but kind of really got fed up, bored, horrified with the green and red interior. I didn't like the green and red. I thought the green and red kind of sucked. It was kind of a purple meth pimp palace car. It was just no. So I've swapped to this, the DAF. This is the top of the range DAF. It's got buttons and things. I don't really have time to admire them right now. I'm actually trying to put the pedal to the metal as much as I can without speeding to get as much of the distance covered in daylight, so that I can make it to the port at Europort. Yes, we're going through bloody Europort. And then hopefully land in Scotland, land of the free and all that crap, in time for breakfast, so it's daylight. But we shall see, because we have a long journey ahead of us. But that's my plan, which is why I'm not stopping for too many photos right now. We just want to leg it. But yes, as I say, another YouTuber is making a video of 1,200 kilometers and making a big deal out of it. Believe me, 1,200 kilometers is nothing. So, here we go. Now then, as I say, I bought this DAF. It's okay. It's the first time I've actually used it in a mission. It's at a Nokia down there, that telephone in the middle. That looks like one of those really hideous Nokias. Hold on. Am I imagining things? Is this entire game modelled on 1990s trucks or something? Because that mobile phone is like years old. I think I used to have one like that for work. They gave me one. That's just, oh no, really hideous. And again, the CD player looks like something out of a history museum. Yeah, I think SES Software have kind of modelled all the interior switchgear on settings from 10 years ago. It doesn't exactly look exactly the digital age, does it? If you know what I mean. It's hardly dab. Right, let's carry on. So, speeding offence. Sorry about that. Doing too many things. Okay. Yeah, it does happen. Even I get caught for speeding now and again. Yeah. Right. What's I going to say? Let's go in this lane. That was it, yeah. I've been playing now for... Playing the right word? Let's keep it simple. I've been driving now for a while. I think I'm level 32 in terms of... crap! Sorry, move my mouse. I'm level 32 in terms of, you know, the points you get. I think I've done well over 100,000 kilometers. I've got 4 drivers working for me. I own 4 trucks. I own 7 bases. You get the idea. I've earned my way up. I haven't downloaded a profile from the web. But getting back to the point. The point is this. I've driven now pretty much most of the trucks in game. From the Renaults to the DAFs to the Ivacos to the Volvos and so forth. And it's got to the point where I'm thinking we need fresh blood, and I think SES Software should not charge for a download pack. I think what we need at the moment in this game possibly is another make of cab. I know Mercedes is coming at some point. I think we need another make of cab, possibly just for the fun of it, one of the American ones, maybe a Peterbilt or something like this, or a Bulldog, just to make things a bit more interesting in game. And I think they should add some more trailer types as well. Maybe an extra wheel, or a mining rig, or I'm speeding again, a mining rig, or a large crane, something like this for free. Oops, slow down. I know that there's a lot of mods, single player mods now out there, and some of them are very good, but I think to keep this game interesting and fresh I need to add a bit more, because I've covered what, 80% of the map now from one side to the other, and I'm not going to say I'm getting bored of it, it's the wrong word to use. I just think a little bit of an injection of more stuff to do would be nice. One of the things I've asked for previously in other videos, and this one as well now, is the ability to set coordinates in GPS. It does frustrate the crap out of me that I can't tell the GPS to avoid a certain spot or to go via a certain spot, because I would love in the GPS to say, please go down this road past this point because I haven't been here before, but it won't. I find that a little bit annoying. I would like SCS software to change that. I would like SCS software to add a couple of cabs, not many, maybe one, maybe two, maybe something a bit fun like an American one, and also a couple of new trailers, just for the hell of it, like a crane or something with wheels on the back, if you get the idea. Just a little bit more difficult, just to keep the interest there. And I would like, please, SCS software, for you not to charge for it. And I think I would be right in saying that the fans would be extremely grateful for it. I think the fans, like myself, would say, you know, I appreciate that, rather than just giving us some more trees or an extra petrol station. Whoop, bit of lag there. I bet somebody's coming. Well, yeah, I think that would be quite nice. Right, let us drive. Drive, baby. It's difficult in one sense doing this, because as I say, I'm trying my hardest to get a move on, to do as much as this journey in daylight as possible. As you can see, let's slow down, the time, bottom right hand side, is 8:23 in the evening. There's the street light already, so I'm trying to get as much of this journey done before it goes dark, because it just looks boring. But as I say, it is such a long journey, there's nothing I could do. I suppose really the only way I could do it, I'm actually thinking out loud at the moment, and please feel free to add comments in the video. I don't mind at all. As you can tell, I've got no feelings. If I had, I wouldn't be posting these videos in the first place. Right. I think what you could do, if you were doing a long video like this at 2,000 kilometers plus and wanted to do it all in daylight, then what you could do is drive, say, up until this point, or whenever it goes dark, log off the game for 2 hours or thereabouts, and wait until the server time goes daylight again, and then log back in. And you could do that as long as your time remaining is fine. But the other day, funny I should say that, the other day I was doing a long drive, and halfway through the video the server time reset itself. It went back a week. So it was like, you've got 24 hours left, 22 hours left, you've got 1,886 hours left. I was like, what the f... That was okay. Which I kind of understand. Looking at the game from a programmer's perspective, I can see how the modders have done it. They use the time clock to work out where everybody is inside the game, up, down, left, right, based by milliseconds. But obviously they can't have the clock counting forever, because it's a consistent server, never stops. So if they did that, sooner or later it'd be years in the future. So what they've done is they've made the server time roll back by a week. Every so often you will literally get disconnected from the server for 30 seconds. You will reconnect to the server. The time on the bottom right will be the same, but it's now a week earlier, and it's done almost so you don't notice. But I can see why the modders have done it that way. It's mainly so that they can keep everyone's timetables synchronized. But there you go. I'm waffling a little bit. Right, long way to go. 1,998 kilometers. Could really use the steering wheel with this. Right, okay. What's over there? Castle? Is that a castle over there? Monastery? Brewery, perhaps? Called it? Who knows? I've never really... I don't know. Maybe you could have a little car park you could pull into and a little plaque that you could read that told you the history of a place. Like a visitor's board. Because otherwise, you're driving all around Europe like this, and you don't really know the historical significance of any of it. Driving through Warsaw. What happened in Warsaw? Oh, not a lot something in the war. Yeah. It's like, okay. But there we go. Oh, it's going to be a long drive. I hope this truck has got a sleeping cab. Sing to yourselves. one of the downsides of doing a non-stop video like this, and I do non-stop videos. As you've probably seen my other ones, I don't cut and edit them. However, having just said that, let me contradict myself. I did cut my last video because I have an audio problem that every so often the microphone starts doubling back on itself. The audio stutters and cycles back on itself. Then about 30 seconds later to a minute later, it clears itself, and then it's fine again for another 40 minutes. So the last video I did, I cut out about 3 minutes worth where the audio went faulty. If it happens again, obviously I'll cut it out again, but it's not me hiding anything. As I say, my aim of this video is a warts and all, perspective on this. What the hell are they doing? Has he crashed? KB Edelman has hit the buffers by the look of it. Okay. Right, presume we're in this lane, yes. Innsbruck and Salzburg. But yeah, one of the problems with doing long videos, as I was saying, apart from the audio issue, is I talk a lot, which, as you probably guessed, is really boring and annoying. And if you wanted to listen to boring and annoying, listening to Euro Truck Radio when I am on, because that will be boring and annoying. The other DJs are fine, but when I'm on, yes, it's boring and annoying. Now, one of the things about talking so much is I get a really dry throat. Says me swinging a fluid of a various substance. And the other thing is, I don't get a chance to pour a drink. I've got a bottle of something next to me, non-fizzy, but what is it? It's basically a white. It's a red wine, slightly lemon flavoured at about 6% proof. It's quite refreshing, especially for hot summer nights like now. But yeah, I don't actually get a chance to stop the truck to pour a drink. And it wouldn't be the first time, and I doubt it would be the last, where I've crashed my truck because I was pouring myself a drink. Which, oddly enough, is kind of reminiscent of real life. Because if you're driving a truck and try pouring yourself a drink, you may well end up crashing your truck as well at the same time. If not, getting arrested. So, okay, let's see what's coming. I think I'm that way at the moment. Let's cheat. Right, nothing wrong. Okay. Right. Oh, so we've done 450 kilometres, give or take. Maybe slightly less, 400 kilometres. And we have 1,905 kilometres left to go. Eesh. Long drive. Long drive. But what can you do? This is the game. As I said, I don't want to mislead people. I would hate, the worst thing I would hate, right, honestly, is someone to send me a message saying, I bought the game because of a video that you did, and you didn't tell people about X, or you had edited it in such a way that it was not the same. I would hate that. I would much rather, as you could probably tell, do a really boring video like this one, with me just with my monologue, than cut it or edit it and falsely report the game as something it's not. If you like truck games and you like long drives, then this is a game for you, for sure. This is definitely a game that you will appreciate. But if you are not of the X generation, I think it's a generation after. What is a generation after the X generation? The Y generation? If you're of the Y generation, then you will have the attention span of a newt. In other words, you're bored already. Oh, next conversation, you're bored already. Apparently kids today have got no stamina for duration of any particular type or shape. So you wouldn't be watching this video for more than 30 seconds, would you, anyway? But if for some reason, by some magical reason, I'm going to pull over here, by the way, I'm going to save, I'm going to pour myself a drink at the same time. Do I need petrol? Not really, but let's just do it to get it out of the way and done. Oh, I can't get any petrol here. Sod it. Let's just get myself a drink. Because I'm gasping. Right, don't need to sleep. I can't sleep anyway, even if I could. But let's save it. Save and load. Save game. Yep. And as you can see, I've driven 92,468 kilometres, 8.3 rating, level 34. So, I'm a genuine driver. I'm not a fair weather driver that just turns up to play YouTube videos and then pretend he's the greatest. No, I'm yep, there you go. Oh, that's a refreshing drink. Ooh. See, real trucker. Drinking real truck juice. Right. Let's move it. Roll 'em, roll 'em, roll 'em. Make sure not to crash into anyone. You know, there's somebody close. Where are we? Oh, shit. Great, that's fine. Okay. Right. I could shut up. Again, if you have any comments at all and would say to me, love your videos, or actually you can say hate your videos, I really don't care. You could say, I love your videos or hate your videos, but could you talk less? I could do that. I don't mind that. That doesn't bother me at all. Oddly enough, I don't have that sort of, what's the word, character. I don't need to be loved all the time. Alternatively, if you say to me, love your videos, carry on as you are, fine. I don't care. Just leave some comments, leave some sort of feedback. Let me know if I'm doing good or bad. As you can probably appreciate, it takes a fair amount of time to do these videos. And I think, honestly, the worst part of all of this is the uploading. It's not so much recording. I mean, that's 2 hours of my time. It's the 7 hours or so uploading it to YouTube later. That's the tedious thing. You know, if I could record videos and upload them at a much faster rate, I would record a lot more videos for you. But yeah, it's a tediousness of the upload. So if any of you are watching this particular video and have any comments to make, please leave some feedback, drop us a like, if only because it makes me feel good about spending the amount of time doing this. Otherwise, I think, what's the freaking point? Spent 15 hours doing this, you bastards, and all you're giving me is blah blah blah. You get the idea. Right, okay. What other games I've been playing? I was tempted to do a video on APB Reloaded. I'm kind of umming and ahhing about that. I played that about 6 months ago. It was quite a fun game. It's not particularly groundbreaking, but it's free. And a lot of people nowadays, especially in the current climate, are looking for free games to play that are fun. So I might do a video on APB Reloaded. The other one which I wanted to do is a game called Heroes vs Generals. What's down there? Hold on. A container port. I can't see much of it. I'm trying not to crash. Container port down there. There we go. Told you, I'm not the best 3D person. Not at all. Not by a long shot. Christ, I'm not even the best first person, let alone third person. Right. Yes, Heroes vs Generals. It's another good game. I could do that one. I've already done a few levels of the what's it called? The Defeated, the Defenders, something like that. Game on Steam. A friend of mine bought for me. So I'm happy to review games if you're interested in finding out about them. Provided I've got them. There's no point asking me to review a game I don't have. So check with me first, or alternatively just give me a genre. That might be easier. Can I review a first-person shooter game? Yeah, I can do that. As opposed to, can I review Call of Duty, whatever the latest one is that I don't actually own, which I can't afford. Yeah, there you go. Right. Okay. 1,788. 9:42, and I'm quite surprised it's managed to stay to daylight so long. Huh. I was expecting it to be darker. Keep knocking my mouse. Right, let's try to stick to my lane. This helps, makes me look a bit better. Right hand lane, left hand lane, right hand lane, left hand lane, yeah. Okay. still have my side lights on. Don't really see the point in putting the main lights on at the moment. It's a bit much, don't you think? Just put side lights on. But it's getting time. I think within the next 20 minutes game time it will start going dark. Which means it will go light again at around about 4:30 in the morning. So I presume we can probably get another 100 kilometers done before it goes dark. So I don't like doing night videos for you. They're a bit boring, I suppose, more than this. But I don't really have a lot of choice. If I did only daytime videos, then it doesn't give you an idea of what the game's like. And that goes back to what I said earlier about reviewing a game with honesty or truth. I'm not going to go into all this bullshit about truth and respect and all that crap, but I do think it's valid to give you a real review of a game and not just highlight the best bits, because not all games have good best bits, that's for sure. Right. Hoorah! Keep the throat lubricated. Keep the wheels turning. Okay, right. DAF, nice little steering wheel there. Rev counter on the left. No, speedo on the left, rev counter on the right. Little clock as well. I actually got a clock on the rev counter, which tells us it's 9:56. So as we press our I button, we can drop to our fuel, which is full. Nice display actually. I've driven quite a few of the trucks, but I think so far the DAF display is one of the more. It's simple, but it's simplicity which is its forte. It's not overly complicated. You can just look down and immediately know what it's doing. You don't have to try and put your head into mental knots trying to work out what display it's on. So in some ways, keep it simple is the way to go, and I think this dashboard display is quite functional. I don't know if it's realistically modelled on an interior of a DAF, but it strikes me as being functional. Right. Okay, 1707. I've got no idea where we are at the moment. Let's have a look. Where are we? No point in looking. I presume we're miles away. So we are heading towards Nuremberg. Nuremberg. Is it Nuremberg or Nuremberg? I always thought it was like the Nuremberg ring, but maybe it's Nuremberg. Maybe it's me. I just can't pronounce it properly. Nuremberg. Who cares? Right. Right, there we go. Let's get our lights on properly now. Don't need our full spotlights on yet. I think we might dazzle a few people. There we go. And sing amongst yourselves. Of course, you can always put your own music on while this video's on. Just put some music on in the background. Have my dulcet soft tones over the top. And remember, tune in to Euro Truck Radio with me. As to when I'm on, check the schedule. There's plenty of other DJs there if I'm not playing. It's a bit of a free-for-all with the DJ booking system at the moment. Typically in the past, whenever I've DJ'd on other radio stations, you had a set time period. But that always led to infighting, because somebody would have a good slot and everybody else would then try and get it. So at the moment in Euro Truck Radio, what they've instigated is a booking system. You want to do a slot, you just do that slot, but as soon as it's passed, it's then up for anybody else to grab. First person to grab it gets it, which is an interesting system, and it makes it a bit fairer to those who know when to book it at the right time. But yeah, it works. So check the schedule on eurotruckradio.com to see when your favourite DJ is on air. Yes, including me and the others. Right. Okay. I'm not certain how many more truck videos I can do. And the reason I say that is because not if you've done one journey you've done them all, but after a while it kind of becomes difficult to know what to talk about, as you probably guessed, because Because in previous videos I've talked about fields, and I've talked about other possible add-ons or mods that could be built into the Europlayer server. I've talked about different trucks, I've talked about single player mode, I've talked about keyboards, I've talked about joysticks, I've talked about a lot of things, and after a while it's like, well, now what? So maybe I think I'm going to make this the last truck video I post, unless something special crops up, for a week or two. And then I'll do a couple of other games, just for a change, to, I don't know, what's the word, freshen my perspective. Because obviously I'll still be DJing on Euro Truck Radio, and I'll still be playing the game occasionally, but doing a few hour drive across Europe becomes progressively difficult. It's not the driving, it's the talking. What does one discuss? After a while, if we can continue like this at this particular level, we will be discussing string theory and the inner workings of Nietzsche, as well as some of the other Russians, because we're running out of topics of conversation. So I remember once at school years ago, in detention we had to write an essay of 32 pages on the life inside a ping pong ball. So yeah, I don't want it to get like that. It will become more tedious than anything. So I want to keep our little chats, our little drives, sweet and non too complicated. Otherwise, we'll just start going off on the deep end, more than usual. Oh, a bit of lag then. Or alternatively, again, in the comments on YouTube, if you want me to discuss a particular topic in my own way and of my own opinion, it may or may not be factually correct, but if you wish me to discuss a particular topic, I'm available to do so, with the exception of sex, politics and religion, if only because those subjects are emotive to some people, and I don't want to start a religious war on YouTube in the comment section over a comment that was mistaken for something else. So yes, if you'd like me to discuss any particular topic, I'm more than happy to, with the exception of sex, politics and religion. Yeah, I can talk about those while I'm driving, but otherwise, if you're not giving me any feedback as to the videos, then I shall give it a break from truck videos while I do something else. Maybe I might do a Firefall. I've played the game Firefall now since 2010. It came out of beta a couple of months ago. I could also, I've got EverQuest Landmarks, which is still in beta stage at the moment. I've got a key for that. I play rarely, so I could do a video on EverQuest Landmarks. That's also possible, doable if you're so inclined. I used to have an account on Star Trek, the online game. I played it to level 50, hell, a year ago. I even bought myself a carrier, but I got bored of it. The thing that I found, in my opinion, is that at level 50 in Star Trek Online, there's very little end game content. It's kind of been there, done that. Can't be bothered to do it again for the 50th time. The other game I used to play was Star Wars Trials of the Old Republic. It was okay, but meh. What else? I've also got DayZ and Rust, and it has crossed my mind to do a DayZ or Rust video. I've got some friends that play Rust. DayZ, I know nobody. I play it on my own, and I'm not very good at it. I'm the sort of person that logs into a game, and I may have logged out in a house. I may not have played for 3 months, but I'll log into the game inside a house. I will take one step forward and get shot through the wall from somebody. I'm just that good at DayZ. Not at all. I die a lot. I mean, maybe I could do a video of all the times I die in DayZ, but that would require quite a lot of cutting. I don't last long. Some people, again, you've seen the videos on YouTube, some people can run around for days, weeks, months in DayZ, you know, like they form gangs, and certainly on the multiplayer mod, you know, get helicopters, build bases, pretty much live out a complete life, and complete it with getting married and having children, and manage quite happily with DayZ. I'm not one of those people. I'm like the noob. Yeah, I really don't last long at all there in that game. Rust, on the other hand, I didn't do too bad in Rust. Built a fairly big base. It was 22 stories tall. The problem with Rust, they reset the server, which is understandable, but the other problem with Rust is I ran out of endgame content again. It's like, how many times can you build camo, weapons, go out and kill somebody, and then what? What do you do? So Rust, as in DayZ, well, let's put it this way, I've got nowhere near getting to DayZ end content because I'm not that good. But Rust, on the other side of the coin, I built a base with my friends. We made it absolutely huge. It was like a hotel. We built so many floors in it that everybody had 3 floors to themselves. Huge building we built. And then we said to ourselves, well now what do we do? And literally we'd run out of things to do inside the game. So none of us, I don't think any of us, have played Rust now in about 3 months. If only because we've run out of things to do in it. Like, yeah, what do we do? Build another base? Yawn. So Rust at the moment is on hold. DayZ, I don't have the Armour 2 mod. I've got the standalone, and as the devs have said themselves about DayZ standalone, we haven't got too much content yet. If you're bored, we suggest you come back and try again later. I think that pretty much sums up DayZ at the moment. Not too much content. Come back when it's more finished. I think that is DayZ in a nutshell. Other people may disagree, but the DayZ standalone, I don't see there's a lot going on with that right now. It just has to be a lot of running across fields for hours on end, finding a tin of beans, finding a rotten pair of trousers, finding a rotten pair of trainers, putting them on, running across a field, taking them off again because they're falling apart, find another tin of beans and repeat. It needs a bit more content, yeah, but that's DayZ. What else have I got? I do have one game which I'm really close to uninstalling. It is Trains 2012. There is a multiplayer mod for it. So it's actually, no, it is multiplayer. It's not like the one on Steam. It's written by a company called Oren. It has multiplayer, but I stopped playing it. It was a bit buggy, to say the least. One of the biggest issues with this particular game, which is Trains 2012, is that players could write their own content, like a carriage or a train engine or so forth, and then upload it to Oren servers. But what I found more often than not is that a particular object, whether it be a park bench or a train carriage or an engine or a tender, was that there would be one component which hadn't uploaded correctly or was either corrupt or from an out-of-date pack, and because of that one component the train engine wouldn't load. And because the train engine wouldn't load, the scenario wouldn't load. Because the scenario wouldn't load, the map wouldn't load. So it got to the point where you would... This is the game Trains 2012, written by Oren. It got to the point where you would spend 6 or 7 hours downloading a add-on to the game, written by a player for free, and at the end of 7 hours could not play it because literally you were missing a nail from a railway track, and because you didn't have a rail you couldn't get it. It was like the what's the word, the old poem about the a nail for the horse. You get the idea. And it became really tedious, and I got so fed up downloading huge maps. only to find I couldn't play them because of one small piece of information missing. The forums were not very much help. More often than not, the piece you were missing was a part of a payware package. So in other words, you'd got this 5 or 6 gigabyte file you've just downloaded of thousands of components, but that one component, which is a nail, you've got to buy from a certain website, which I just didn't agree with. And to make matters worse, to play multiplayer, everybody had to have the same, and I mean the exact same files. So it wasn't like you could say, well, I'll just skip that one, or I'll just get a nail from a different pack. No, everybody, and I mean everybody, had to have the exact same files on their machines. And I spent many hours, you might even say weeks, downloading packs only to discover that they didn't work. And for that reason, I got really fed up playing the game Trains. You can Google it or look it on YouTube if you wish. Again, put a comment in, and I'll happily do you a video of it. But I'm really about ready to uninstall it now. I think it probably occupies well over 100 gigabytes of space on my hard drive, if only because of all these packs and trains and stuff I've added to it, of which 90% of it doesn't work. Auron, the game's manufacturer, could do more to help, but they didn't. And on top of that, the most frustrating thing, and I think the nail in the coffin for me, is that I don't know where these guys are going. I've just jumped on the end of them. The nail in the coffin for me is that Auron's download system limits you to 100 megabytes a day at about 4 kilobits a second. If you pay €12 or about $10, it will allow you for 3 months to download at high speed. But I object most strongly to that, because really, even the patches they release, you still in a way got to pay to update, because if you don't, you can't download them properly. Don't know what he's doing, so I'm going to give him a bit of a wide berth. So yeah, if you don't pay to play, you can't play, and I find that really objectionable within a game. I think if you buy a game, then by rights, oops, you're going the wrong way there. I think by rights you should be entitled to all game content written by the manufacturers that isn't a download pack for free. So what I'm saying is, if somebody writes a game and it's version 1, and they then release a patch version 1.1, you should be allowed to download it for free. That's what I think. Obviously, if they bring out a add-on, which is a new scenic route that wasn't included in the original pack, yeah, you can charge for that. If you want to bring out a different locomotive, you can charge for that. But what you can't do, you can never do, is charge people to play the game they've actually bought. I think that it sickens me in a way. And you could say, well, you don't need to buy that pack. You can do without it. I found in actuality you do, because if some of these updates, and they can be pretty big, you know, around about 700-800 megabytes. If you don't, the download speed at like 4 kilobits is so pathetically slow that it either times out or crashes, or it just, no, wrong. So Trains 2012, I think that then will be my next video. I will do Trains 2012. It's not a bad train sim. It's now been or about to be updated by Trains 2014. Again, it's not on Steam. It's a separate game. It's just a very similar name. It's Trains with a Z. So my next video that I will do, just to give the truck sim videos a rest for a short while, will be the train sim. Just to give you an idea of what it looks like, what the graphics are like, what the gameplay is like. But at the same time, I will do more like a review of the game, because some parts of it are really good and some parts of it are really sucky. So I will give you an honest review of the train game Trains 2012. That was written by the company Auron, as my next video. So done. That's what we shall do next. It has not bad graphics, but it's got a fair few issues. And yeah, so that'll be my next video. Trains. And when will I do that? This week. I think tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. Some point in September. Tomorrow, Thursday, I'll be DJing on Euro Truck Radio. Friday, Saturday, not much planned, but pardon me, bit of gas. I do need to cut the grass in the garden, cut the hedges, tidy the house, that sort of stuff. And we've got a load of new cats that turned up for rehoming, so I need to be feeding them as well. So my next video will probably be by this weekend, and that will be Trains 2012. Right, let me get a drink while I drive, so to speak. Cough, cough. So I don't cough, cough. Right, just give me 20 seconds to clear my throat, as it were. Oops, keep the lights on. Helps. Oh, gasping. Now here's the hard part. Steering with the keyboard, A and D, while at the same time with my right hand unscrewing the cap on the bottle which is stuck. So I need two hands. 1 second. Oop, okay, try not to crash. Right. I'm going to keep your eyes on the road. A bit like a chameleon. You've got one eye on the road and one eye on the drink I'm pouring. Because one thing I don't want to do is pour the drink all over the keyboard. I did that already the other week. Quite by accident. I was concentrating on a game. I can't remember which. And as I put my drink down, I hit the edge of the keyboard with a glass. I'm sure we've all done that one, lads. Hit the edge of the keyboard with my glass, promptly spilt the contents of my drink all over the keyboard, which promptly then went inside the keyboard, and ever since then, the G button sticks all the way down. You kind of got to double tap it. The H button, you got to double tap it. The space bar, don't even ask. So you completely ruin the keyboard. But my wife laughs at it. I tend to get through about 3 or 4 keyboards a year. I think the most destructive thing in the universe for keyboards, this is a tip to the wise guys, Guinness. You know the Guinness you get in a can? Don't spill it on keyboards. It literally dissolves everything. It's nasty. Right, we are now... Where the hell are we? We are 80 kilometers an hour. 80 kilometer an hour zone. We've got just over half a tank of gas, maybe a bit more, plenty of range. 1,561 kilometer range, according to my range meter in the middle of the dashboard. Trip, 1,222 kilometers left to go. 28 hours. Time, midnight. Now we know that in 4 hours it gets daylight. So not that long. About 4 o'clock it gets daylight. Let's see where the signpost says we're going. Going to Osnabrück, Duisburg. Some people coming up the road there. What's he doing over there? Right. I think we're getting closer to somewhere. I'm not entirely certain where. Right. Oh, da da da. Oh. Warm. Okay. There we are. Yeah, the spotlights on the top kind of obliterate the road sign, so you can't really see the name places. Bremen, Hanover, Osnabrück. Doesn't actually... you know, on a motorway in the UK and Spain and pretty much everywhere else I know of, not in this game. I've actually just twigged this one. You know, one thing that's missing in this game is by the side of the road, typically, you would have a notice board. And the notice board would tell you all the cities that you could reach off the motorway and their distances. So whenever you joined a motorway, let's say for instance you joined a motorway on this slip road coming up here on the right, and you were to join the motorway there, then no sooner than you joined it, literally 20-30 yards up, would be a board. And that board would say Hanover 150 kilometers, Bremen 200 kilometers, Osnabrück, you get the idea. Except, what the hell? What the hell was that? There isn't that in this game. I just noticed, I just twigged this out. Normally, as I say, on any motorway that I've been on, there's always like a distance meter. So that as you're driving, you knew how far you'd got to go to each city, and then you could plan out, do I need to stop for petrol, do I need to take a toilet break, and you could kind of mentally visualise how much further your journey is. As it is, got no idea. I'm amazed. Why haven't they done that? Why do you think SCS software didn't do that? Is it laziness on their part? It's not a strong word to use, but you can imagine how much effort it would take. It's a lot of work. Maybe we should ask that. Maybe we should ask SCS software to put in signages with the kilometres or miles. And I just realised why. I just worked it out myself. Because some players play in miles, and some players play in kilometres. Well, there's an answer to that, isn't there? What you need to do is on the boards, which are in Europe, you show the distances in kilometres. And on the boards which are in England, you show the distances in miles. That would answer the solution. There you go. But yeah, I'm amazed that SCF software have not amazed, a bit of a strong word, but I'm surprised. I would have expected, considering they're going for simulator, which implies, pardon me, I'm going all over the place, considering that they've gone for a simulator, which implies more than just a game, trying to simulate everything. They haven't actually simulated the distances. Oops, break. Which does surprise me a little. But no worries, I'm sure somebody can post a message on SCS Software's forums and ask the question why they haven't done it. Maybe it's just too much work. I mean, they've got the boards which say Hanover next will turn left or turn right, but they haven't got the board that would tell you the distances. Because normally, like I say, that board on the left would say something like, you know, whatever city, Bremen, 100 kilometres or whatever, but they haven't done it. Interesting. Look, I've just got disconnected from the server. Now, the last time this happened, the last time I got disconnected, I got reconnected and the server jumped back in time. So if it suddenly, oh no, there we go, just got reconnected again. How's my ping? 435, what the hell? I'm going to keep it recording, and I'll tell you why. The other day, I went to, where was it? Oops, I was driving through Poland or somewhere, and my ping skyrocketed, and I literally got kicked from the game. So I carried on driving, and then 5 minutes later, my ping went back down to normal again. It was almost like there was a certain part on the map that had a really high ping thing on it. Let's just see. That's my ping now, 422. What the hell? I've had a flat, stable ping all the time. Not done anything. I've got nothing else running. I've got no other PCs on, iPhones off, all that sort of rubbish. Nobody else is on the Wi-Fi. I'm not using the radio. So why has my ping rocketed? If necessary. Keep going to do this. It's going to annoy the crap out of me. I'm just going to try and go a bit further and just see if it automatically fixes itself, because I've got my feeling that certain parts of the map are not as good as others for the ping connection to the server. I don't know why. But if this continues, disconnecting and connecting, then we're going to have to pull over and restart the game, because obviously we can't keep doing this. It is ridiculous. Not to mention, it's very dangerous, because at the moment I'm not actually on the server, so when I reconnect, I could reconnect right in front of somebody or right behind somebody. How's my ping now? 881. What the fuck? Sorry about my French. What the hell? My ping has just skyrocketed. Oh man, I haven't done anything. I've not done anything at all. Yeah, my ping has now gone Billy Bob. 948. Whoa, we're really going for it today, aren't we? Interesting. Alright, gotta be careful. Because, like I say, what we don't want to happen... Oops, I'm post. What we don't want to happen is rejoin the server and cause somebody else to have an accident. That would be not good. How's my ping now? Back to 93. You see that? I'm sure you can clearly see yourselves. I've got a ping now 93. I've not done anything. I think, honestly... Oops, sorry, my spotlight's on. I honestly think that certain parts of this map have got a very low priority for the server at peak times, because somebody's going to overtake me on the inside now, on the outside, because as I say, that's my ping going again. My ping usually is fairly stable. It's about 90. That's my standard ping rate. Let me slow down a little bit because I've seen these people cut me up before now. So you see my ping now. It's fine. I haven't done anything. I haven't touched anything. But yeah, ping rocketed. And as again, I think that zone I was in on the map was what you might call a high ping zone. It's not the first time I've come across it. I was driving in Poland in multiplayer but not recording myself, and it did exactly the same thing last night. My ping rocketed to about 12,000. It's like, what the hell? So yeah, maybe that's one for the admins to look at, but something questionable about that. There you go, look. That's normally what my ping is like, 93. Check my other videos. My ping tends to hold fairly steady between 89 to 93. Obviously it's slightly higher. There you go, 93 again. But that's my fairly standard ping. But 900, meh. I think it's the zone on the server. If any of you have ever played EVE Online, you'll know what I'm talking about with different zones. Right, where the hell are we? Ooh, we're approaching Amsterdam, which is good, because that means if we get to Amsterdam, doesn't look that far off, then we can get to the Europort. If we can get to the Europort, we can then scoot across to England, and we can drive in daylight. And that's what we want. Ugh. So hot. Right. Okay, so long drives are us. I don't bother with the... what is the word? Brain fart. There's the auto fatigue option that you can turn on, which makes your truck driver become tired over time. I don't bother with that on the multiplayer because it doesn't work. Because you can't pull over and sleep, it's pointless having it. Because let's face it, if you do a long drive to multiplayer and your driver becomes tired and parts now set up with, you're going to be you can't pull and stop and sleep, so it could pop up in a hotel. All it will say is your driver isn't tired. So kind of pointless. So yeah, that's just why I don't have the auto fatigue simulator on in multiplayer. It's about as much use as an ashtray on a motorbike. Alright. Well, I'm feeling a little bit more chirpy. We're approaching Amsterdam, which is good. It means that it's like a major milestone in this particular journey. Quite surprised we haven't crashed yet. I haven't been rammed yet. I say yet because there's always one. I'm not stopping and saving every 10 minutes either. I've decided against that. I'll do it once in a while, but if you do it too often, it kind of defeats the object a little bit. Half of the fun, question mark, in driving these games is the challenge of getting from A to B without having an accident, just like driving in real life. So by not stopping every 10 yards at every petrol station. I wouldn't say it's not cheating, but it adds more of a level of realism into it. Although I realise that there are so many, picking my words carefully, idiots on the server that it can be very hard sometimes to make any money driving, because you just get rammed so often that it takes away all profit that you're likely to make. And I do get that. There was one journey I did, I don't think I was recording it, where I drove from Aberdeen to Gdansk, and just as I approached Gdansk, and I mean literally as I approached Gdansk, I got rammed like 20 yards from the delivery point, which was very upsetting because I'd driven in real life for about 2 hours plus, so I was particularly frustrated about that. But what can you do? It's part of the game. So we just got booted again off the server. What the this is not the place, your airport, to be going offline, because there's so many cars around here. This is not the place to be going offline. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my god, that's a ping from hell. I need to stop. I need to stop now. Back end out. I'm stopping because I don't want to be driving around your airport with a ping of 658. So is it? So as simple as that. Handbrake on. So what's going on then, you think? There's my ping again. Look, 95. I've not done anything. There's nothing going on. 94, 93. That is so weird. I'm not doing shit. There's nothing running at my house at all. I mean, okay. I'm based in Spain. Ibiza, to be honest. Yeah, I know. I actually play out of Ibiza, so it could be something between my internet and Portugal, probably wherever this server is located, Poland or wherever the hell they've got it. Obviously, it doesn't take much. Any loose cable between here and Poland will cause a ping spike, but that was ridiculous. Okay. You saw the video live yourself, so next time you see me driving along and think, who the hell is that DJ Anacross with a ping of 2,500, you know why. It wasn't me, I wasn't there at the time, it wasn't being done. Good, right, we're approaching Amsterdam, which makes me happy, because it means we're getting near Europort. If we get near Europort, we can jump on the boat, which means hopefully we can drive in the daylight fairly soon. Okay, now, just set my ping. I know where we are. It's a busy stretch, so I don't want to hang around on the road junctions. Okay. I've still got my full beam on that. Okay. Right. Okay. Speed limit 80, 45. 1:35 in the morning. Well, ping's going up again. Oh, leave me alone. I'm not doing anything. Is it staying stable? I think the admins kick you about 500. Oh, what? I've got dropped again or not? Just leave my ping alone. Just I wonder if it'll drop if we get to England. Quick, let's leg it through Europe. Oh no, we just got disconnected. Quick, let's get round here before anyone notices. Quick, while we're offline, let's leg it past here. Let's get for the busy bit. Okay, so start with 634. Quick, nobody will notice. Oh, we just got dropped again. It's ridiculous. You think we can make it? You think we can make it to the docking area before we get booted? 571, quick, let's do it. Because if we can get there without hitting anyone, because really, this road should be full of cars or trucks. So I'm hoping we can get. We just lost it again. I'm hoping we can get to the Europort before we have an accident. Because once we're in the safety zone, we're in the safety zone. You know what I'm saying? 731. Oh, come on. I hate the internet sometimes. I mean, there's so many outside influences that can affect you. You know, it could be nothing inside my house. It could be nothing at all. All it takes is some prick in the middle of, I don't know, Madrid or Barcelona or somewhere using a BitTorrent, and lo and behold, the ping goes to the roof. Right, Weir. Right. Just keep my eye on the ping. Whoa! Don't do that. Hold on. Let's have a look again. Ooh, right. Why can't I see anything? Okay, kind of explains it. Right. Ping of 149. Oh. What should we do? Should we continue driving or do we reload the game? Don't know what to do, guys. Let me back up a little bit. To whatever the hell this thing is. Okay. Oh, that's off. Lag isn't helping me. It's a pain in the ass. If I stop the video, then what I've got to do is render it, and that's like 3 or 4 hours extra to cut the two parts of the video together, just because the ping's gone all wonky. What a pain in the neck. Don't have a choice, do I? Okay, what I'm going to do then, because I have no choice, is I'm going to stop the video, log out and log back in again and see if it helps the ping. I have no choice. My connection has gone wonky. Let's just have a look. Yeah, it's wonky as crap. Alright, let's log out, log back in. I shall see you in a second.